I hate the theater. Well, it's just so disappointing, isn't it? You know what I do whenever I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for the show to begin? I pray. Oh, dear Lord, please let it be a good show. And let it be short. Oh, Lord in heaven, please let it be short. 2 hours is completely fine. But 3 hours is, well, now you're pushing it. And also, please keep the cast out of the audience. God, I did not pay good hard money to have the fourth wall come crashing down around my ears. I just want a story. And a few good songs that can take me away. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. You know, there was a time whenever people sat in darkened theaters and thought to themselves, what if George and I were Gershwin got for us tonight? Or can Cole Porter pull it off again? Can you imagine? Now it's just, oh, please, Elton John, must we continue this charade? It used to be, sitting there in a darkened theater, you knew that as soon as the lights came up, you would be transported to a whole other world. A world full of music and lights and glamour. And people thought to themselves, oh man, when are they gonna bring up the lights? Oh, how times have changed. Hello. How are we today? Good, good. I'm happy to hear it. I'm feeling a little blue myself. You know, a little anxious for no particular reason. A little sad that I should feel anxious at this age. You know, just a little self-conscious anxiety resulting in non-specific sadness. A state that I call blue. Anyway, whenever I'm feeling this way, blue, I like to listen to my music. So I was going through my records this morning. Yes, my records. And I was going to put on the soundtrack recording of Meredith Willson's The Music Man. I had a craving for a young Ronnie Howard. But then I thought, no. Let's take a trip back in time to the decadent world of the 1920s. You know, back whenever the champagne flowed or the caviar chilled and the whole world was just a huge party for the wealthy people, anyway. So I dug around, and what did I find but none other than one of my favorite musicals. Gable and Sign's The Drowsy Chaperone. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that was a nice cover-up applause, but I'm taking it you've never heard of it. It's music by Julie Gable, lyrics by Sidney Stein. No? Okay. It's a 2-record set, remastered from the original recording made in 1928. And it's the whole show with the whole original cast, including Miss Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. Isn't she elegant? And I think it should be known that this was just a full 15 years before she became Miss Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Am I right? Let me read you what it says on the back. It says, mix-ups, mayhem, and a gay wedding. Of course, gay wedding has a different meaning now. But back then it just meant fun. And that's exactly what this show is. It's fun. So, would you indulge me? Would you mind if I played it for you here tonight? Yeah. I was hoping you'd say that. All right. Just dive right on in there. You hear that static? I love that sound. To me, it's like the sound of a time machine starting up. We're at 0.21 gigawatt, you know? Anyway. All right, now let's visualize. Imagine, if you will, it's November 1928, and you're standing outside the doors of the Morosco Theater in New York. It's very cold out. You remember whenever it used to be cold in November? Yeah, not anymore. November's the new August. It's global warming and we're all new. Anyway, it's very cold, and there's a heavy gray sleep falling from the sky, but you don't care, because you're gonna go see a Broadway show. Listen. Isn't it wonderful? You know, it helps if you close your eyes a little bit. Overtures. You know, overtures are kind of out of style now, and well, quite frankly, I miss them. It was the show's way of welcoming you, you know? Hello, welcome. The meal will be served shortly, but in the meantime, would you like an appetizer? That's basically what an overture was, a musical appetizer, a poo-poo platter of tunes, if you will. Ooh, what's this? Something new? Sounds like a dance tune? Kind of rollicking? Maybe involving pirates? Don't worry, there's no pirates. All right, now, here it comes. The moment whenever the music builds, and you know that you're only seconds away from being transported. Okay, the curtain's going up, right? Ooh, I can't wait!
How do I look?
You look radiant, madam.
I do love this dress. It never goes out of style.
It really is quite a miracle, madam.
My dress, my fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Would someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, your dress, your fancy dress. 'Twas such a pleasure airing it, restitching and preparing it, God bless. Your dress, it's one fine dress, and I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess and it's happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will dawn. Wedding bells will ding-a-ling and we will ding along.
Your dress, your fancy dress. I'm very, very glad you put it on.
Wedding guests have come.
Wedding guests are here.
Wedding guests are at the door and soon they will appear.
I'm Robert, the bridegroom. I'm here to marry Janet. The star of bells expelling to my love a lot.
I'm George, that's George, his best man George. I'm honored to be doing what the best man ought. Oh, Miss Totdale. No, don't worry, I have this whole wedding planned out. The key is organization, see? Each string represents something I gotta do. Pay the musicians, yell at the florist, and book the minister. The whole thing's gonna run like clockwork.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
I'm belting, Medusa. I lost my leading lady. I gotta stop this wedding or I'm not worth squat.
I'm kidding, just kidding. I came with this about it. I'll be a leading lady if I get my shot.
almost happening. What is happening?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. I circle through the stratus in my modern apparatus. I'm Trix, the aviatrix, I've gotta fly. I'll see you when they tie the knot.
A wedding today. Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, a wedding.
There you have it. All of the guests have arrived. We have the brides giving up the stage for love, debonair bridegroom, a hairy producer, jovial gangsters posing as pastry chefs, a flaky Corrine, a Latin Lothario, and an aviatrix. Oh, and of course, my favorite character, the Drowsy Chaperone. What more do you need for a night's entertainment? I don't even know what that means. Now, I'll try to lead you through this record the best that I can. Don't worry, it won't be that hard to follow. So we start with a message from the love-struck groom. First off, I'd like to thank you all for coming today. I must be the luckiest man in the world. Who would have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be lucky enough to marry the glamorous Janet Van de Graaff, and that the glamorous Janet Van de Graaff would be lucky to marry me, Robert Martin. Aww. Now, if it weren't for Prohibition, I'd say let's raise a glass.
Here, here.
To the beautiful and glamorous Janet Van de Graaff.
Absolutely not.
Excuse me?
The groom must have seen his bride on his wedding day. It's bad luck, you see.
All right, now, I hope you heard that because that's the plot, basically. Getting on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian.
And you, isn't it a little early to be drinking?
I don't understand the question.
Listen, you've got to keep Janet away from Robert. You're the chaperone. It's your only job.
I'm on Captain.
Robert, who's my little monkey?
I am Janet. I'm your little monkey. I am. So, with the story well on its way, now we turn our attention to the B plot, which involves Feldzig the producer.
Mr. Feldzig.
Getting married and leaving show business.
Mr. Feldzig.
Doesn't she know I have obligations?
Mr. Feldzig, I can be your leading lady. You said it yourself. I'm useless in the chorus.
Kitty, for the last time, you don't have what it takes.
But I've been taking lessons. Singing, acting, ballet.
Ballet?
Yeah, and I'm real good too. Last week I auditioned for Swanee Lake.
Okay, a little annotation here. Kitty and Feldzig, they were actually a couple in real life. Yeah, Jack and Sadie Adler. Now, this is a very familiar comic construct. We have the stupid woman and her long-suffering companion. Well, at least she appears stupid, but then at the end she does something really clever and makes us wonder if it was just an act the whole time. Well, the irony here is that Sadie, she was actually quite stupid. Yeah, it's true. Jack had to explain all the jokes to her apparently, but regardless, she still had a great career on the stage. You see, back at this time, theater was the only place where stupid people could make a decent living. This was before television, of course.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
A penny for Mr. Feldzig.
Not now.
Perhaps a nice profiterole.
Boys, I'm not hungry.
Then perhaps I could give you something else to chew on. Yeah, something that ain't food.
What?
Your confusion is to be expected. Although we stand before you in the guise of innocent pastry chefs, we are also, and primarily, the employees of a
certain individual.
A certain individual.
A certain individual who happens to be the single largest investor in Felsic's Follies, who sent us here as pastry chefs to express his concern about Miss Vandergrass and pending nuptials. Specifically, that if she gets married and leaves the show, then there ain't no show.
Say, don't I know you?
No, you don't.
Have you ever spent any time in Toledo?
Have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I have a cousin in Seattle.
Boys, tell your boss this wedding is never going to happen. You have my word.
We have your word, all right, but to go back on that word would be a recipe for disaster. Yes, we've made ourselves perfectly eclair. One can only hope. You just gotta be kidding me. A trifle much? Don't tart with me.
All right, you can drop the pastry chef routine.
Alas, we cannot.
We're on the lamb.
There's an entree, you macaroon.
Am I right? Now, the gangsters were played by interchangeable vaudeville duo the Tall Brothers, John and Peter Tall. They were originally born Abram and Mendel Moss Loskowitz, but were renamed at Ellis Island by a very sarcastic immigration official. Now, they were an early example of a typical Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movements. Not very intimidating, unless you find dancers intimidating, which I do, but for reasons that wouldn't be appropriate to the current situation.
Well, Mr. Felton, putting this matter in your hands, but in the meantime, feel free to browse the dessert carousel.
Try the Toledo surprise.
It's to die for!
Holy cats, Mr. Feltic, they're gangsters.
Very deceptive. Now go powder face. I've got to stop this wedding. But how? Oh, heavens, how? How?
I always felt that I always felt that one was a little overplayed. So, now let's turn our attention to the groom's room.
Hey there, handsome. Show me those pearly whites.
The groom was played by the dashing Percy Hyman. He was the Albright toothpaste man, remember? No? Okay. See, Albright was extremely popular in the 1920s because, well, it contained cocaine. Oh yeah, it's true. If you look, it was the fifth ingredient down, right after sugar. Anyway, it wasn't long before he became a huge matinee idol.
No. You know, it's perfectly normal to be nervous on your wedding day. It is? Oh, why, of course.
Now, a lot of people say that Percy Hyman was a bad actor, but to those people I say, shut up.
Hey there, Mr. Mirror Man, shake it and wake it, trembling like them Brady cats do. Something made me bothering you. Cold feet, brother, you've got cold feet. You can make them cold feet. The lids spread of young feet, old feet can be uncontrolled. Really make them go feet down the aisle, cross the arches, they can learn to swing. Icy toes can jump, wedding marches, late in ragtime swing, make Bridget toes. Then take that time, go feet
singing a song an old Negro taught me. A Dixie remedy for the wedding day jitters.
You think you got the jitters? You got the easy part. I still gotta get rice, bouquets, and a minister. I got the weight of the wedding on my shoulders.
George, sounds like you've got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I do?
Cold feet.
What do I do? Cold feet?
No. George, you made the cold feet hot.
Absolutely wonderful performer. He's actually still alive, you know. Oh yes, it's true. I saw him on the local news the other night, celebrating his 100th birthday. To say that the years had taken a toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. Oh yeah, they wheeled him out, and he had that wide-eyed look of pain and confusion. You know, it's the one that God saves for the very, very old on their birthdays. It's the one that says, "Who are you? Who am I? Whoa, why is this cake on fire?" You know? Anyway.
That's enough of that. Dancing around like a fool.
Oh, but George, it's my wedding day. Look at my shoelaces. They're not even tied.
Well, you could have snapped an ankle or something. Tap dancing is too dangerous. Hey, if you want to get off a little bit of nerves, why don't you go out for a skate? That's what I do when I want to blow off some steam.
Oh, George, what would I do without you?
I don't know. Wait! What was I thinking? Oh, no.
What?
You're not going out like that. You might see Janet. Here, put this blindfold on.
George, you think of everything.
Just looking out for you, my boy.
Thank you, George. You're the best.
Who thought this was a good idea?
Now, no more tap dancing.
All right.
Wedding bells will ring. Wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate.
Okay, just one second. Okay, I thought my phone was ringing. Okay, just wait it out. It does this occasionally. It rings. What do you want?
Hello, you've reached my answering machine. Please leave your name, number, and a message, and I will get back to you at my convenience.
Well, isn't that great? The moment It's ruined. It's ruined. Thank you, telephone. Thank you, life. Ooh, that is just like a cell phone going off in a crowded theater. Ooh, I hate that. It's just like, hey, bud, what are you up to? Oh, nothing. I'm just at a show ruining the moment. Oh, that's cool. I couldn't get out tonight, so I thought that I would ruin the moment by proxy. Sorry. Let's just shake that off, okay? Let's just go back in our minds to 1928. They didn't have cell phones in 1928, but I'm sure they still had something to ruin the moment. Bugles or something.
Happy wedding time.
So the scene shifts, and now we find the bride, the glamorous Janet Van de Graaff, entertaining questions from reporters while she's lounging by the pool.
Yes, Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the Ile-de-France. He amused me with stories of his father's oil interests. We spooned, briefly, and then he proposed.
So you won't be returning to the state, ever.
I shan't.
You shan't?
I shan't. Of course. One more question? Yes?
Why in the world would anyone put olives in a Gibson?
I got a question. How can you give up the footlights when you know very well you got grease paint in your veins?
Victor, please.
Oh, Janet, I'm begging you. Dump the mug and stay with the Follies. I'll give you anything you want. You'll fine, I'll put your name above mine on the marquee.
Romantic. Victor, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off. I don't want to wear this song. Play the sassy Christmas tune. Blow my signature no more. I don't want to show off.
Janet, please.
Don't try to control me. I'm
It's painfully obvious that Miss Benjamin has no desire to continue her life on stage. Can't you see it's killing her?
Don't worry, boys. This isn't over yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't do an encore. I don't want an encore no more. Don't down and more. Make the audience roar no more. I don't want a show.
Jane Roberts as the bride. She was the Oops girl, remember?
Sure.
Oh, well, surely you remember the Oops girl. Don't you people read? Okay. She was billed as the girl whose sexual energy was so strong that it caused men around her to have accidents. Spill their drinks, wreck their cars into trees, that type of accident. And then, after that all happened, she would go, oops! Well, of course, I'm not doing it justice, but people ate it up. She even had a whole series of films. Let's see, she had The Oops Girl. That was a good one. The Oops Girl 2. Oops Girl Come Home, and Oops Girl at Sea. That one actually won an Oscar for special effects. Not that bad.
Well, the begging and groveling didn't work. Time to move on to plan B. And for this, I'm gonna need an accomplice. Someone gullible with loose morals. I need what do you call it? A European!
Aldolfo, self-proclaimed ladies' man. Now, Aldolfo was played by former silent film star and world-class alcoholic Roman Bartelli. He was the one who later drank himself to death in a chateau in Nice. Remember? It was just 5 days before they found the body, but by that time it had been partially consumed by his poodles. Well, what? It was only partially consumed. It wasn't that bad.
Excuse me, I don't believe we've met.
I am Adolfo.
Wait, you are Aldolfo?
Yes. I am Adolfo.
Not the Aldolfo.
Yes. I am Adolfo.
That's funny. You don't look like a scoundrel to me.
Yes.
What? Yeah, I just overheard the groom say it. Aldolfo's a scoundrel.
Adolfo? A scoundrel?
Those very words.
Adolfo is a scoundrel!
It's like I'm hearing it again.
This is outrageous. He is saying this to the peoples. To the beautiful ladies. Wait, I must.
You must take matters into your own hands.
Yes. I must take this groom into my hands and kill.
Yeah! No! Don't kill him. Just hurt him bad enough to where he can't get there.
Show me this groom.
Oh, okay.
That way.
What?
What kind of man is this groom? A big man?
Well,
a burly fellow?
He's big on the outside.
Oh, no. Adolfo, he will not fight big men. Small, pale, wheezy little dwarf man that Adolfo can. Punt far away. But no big men.
So, you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes, Adolfo is a lover of the beautiful ladies. Some even say I am the king of romance.
Well, you know what they say. The best way to get revenge on a man is through his
door.
No. The best way to get back at a man is through his
window.
No. Revenge back at a man through his
what? There are no other ways. I am no Santa Claus coming down the chimney.
his woman.
Through his woman.
You must seduce his woman.
His woman.
His bride.
Adolfo will seduce the bride. That will show people Adolfo is no scum. Show me this bride.
Okay. What?
What kind of woman is this bride? A big woman?
No.
A burly woman?
No, she's the cat's pajamas.
Pajamas?
She's a looker, a real attractive lady.
Show me to this cat in pajamas.
Okay.
Adolfo will make her. Like a cat in pajamas.
Roman Bartelli chewing the scenery. Yeah, you certainly could not get away with that nowadays. No, mature, sophisticated audiences are too mature and sophisticated for broad racial stereotypes. So we've banished those to Disney. Let the kids sort it out.
Underlings.
Yes, madam.
The pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the party. But remember, underling, we have to be discreet.
Yes, madam.
It's prohibition after all.
I am aware of that, madam.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, if someone asks for a glass of ice water, it really means they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes, madam.
Are you sure? Maybe you should write it down.
I really do understand, madam. When someone asks for a glass of ice water, it really means they want a glass of vodka.
What's a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice?
Vodka.
Well, you see, that's settled then. One less thing to do. Underling, might I please have a glass of ice water? I found our meeting with the pastry chefs quite tiring, and I would enjoy a glass of refreshing ice water.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
I hate this scene.
Now I really do need a glass of ice water.
A glass of ice water, madam?
Yes, ice water. Are you going deaf?
What did I wear?
You can see where this is going, can't you?
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
It's just a whole series of spit takes. You know, in some ways, the Drowsy Chaperone was quite progressive for its time.
Ice water, madam.
That's your vodka, you poop!
Yes, it was very, very good. Others were stale in 1928. You know what? I'm gonna skip ahead.
That was... Where do you think you're going? Blind juice? For heaven's sakes, why?
Going to wring out my eyebrows and take myself a goodness.
Now, if you're like me, you're probably asking yourselves, what was that doing in the musical? Well, it's simple. There's a musical number coming up and they needed a costume change. It's mechanics.
In a few hours, I'm going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning.
Yes, life is a mad whirlwind.
Now, this is a really interesting scene because it's the only time that Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell are alone together on stage. You see, Jane Roberts was an emerging star, while Beatrice Stockwell, she was already very well established and a force to contend with.
I'm so full of apprehension, but I suppose that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, Chaperone?
Oh, I drink for pleasure, not out of necessity.
Your ice water, madam. Fresh out of bowls.
Have you ever been married, underling?
Oh, heavens no, madam. If I'm to serve a woman, I prefer to be paid for my efforts.
Oh, you two. I suppose it's crazy to be leaving a successful career to marry a man that I hardly know, but somehow, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, oh gee, I get all woozy. And that's love, isn't it?
Not necessarily. The wooziness could be caused by any number of things. I mean, I'm woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell was known for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired troops in every single world conflict, up to and including the Falklands War. Of course, by this time, she was in her late 80s, so her anthems didn't so much rouse as they did stupefy. But still, she demanded a rousing anthem in every show she ever performed, even if it wasn't entirely appropriate. You just couldn't say no to her. You see, now that is star power.
Really, Chaperone, you're not being the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration? Really, dear, that's not my forte.
Well, yes, but if you could just give me a little...
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth. Barely know we left from right nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope that we'll sing his song as we stumble along.
That was, quite inspiring, Chaperone. But I don't see how it pertains to my situation.
Let me explain.
That really is not necessary. I guess I was just looking for a little bit of a sympathetic shoulder to cry
It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you, tell you nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents. Antarctica? Oh, please.
Antarctica. Oh, please.
Still, you mustn't let it break you. This planet, oh so bland. Keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand. As we stumble along, cross life's crowded dance floor, as we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we stumble away through dawn blinding sunbeams, barely know right from right nor left from wrong. But as long as we can hear that little bluebird, there'll be a song as we stumble along, as we stumble, bumble, fumble, plumble, as we stumble
about alcoholism. But that's what I love about her. She does what she wants when she wants, regardless of the needs or the concerns of other people. It's great. You know, my mother was a lot like that.
Well, that was really nice, Chaperone. But I'm still conflicted. Would you please just tell me, I beg of you, is Robert the man for me?
My dear, that is something you will have to decide for yourself.
But I just don't know if he loves me.
Why don't you ask him? Why don't you go to him and say, Roger, do you love me?
It's Robert. And I'm not allowed to see him. In fact, it's your job to keep me away from him.
You're right. And I take that responsibility very seriously. However, I'm feeling a wee bit drowsy. I think I'll have a lie down. Oh, and whatever you do, don't go wandering into the garden, seeking out your fiancé to ask him the question upon which your future happiness depends.
Thank you, Chaperone. I just have to know if he loves me.
Oh, skinny little fool. Still, I envy her. When will love come crashing through my door?
Look who it is! It's Adolfo, come to seduce the bride! Try not to think of the poodles while you're watching this.
I am Adolfo, and you are the bride.
No, I'm not.
What? This is bridal suite, and you are the only one here. Therefore, you must be bride.
Interesting argument, but I'm afraid you are a moron.
What?
Me, no bride. Perhaps I could take a message.
Yes, very good. Dear Vandegraff bride, I must make love to you and transport you to the place of ecstasy. Sooner is better. Signed, Adolfo, King of Romance.
Well, you saw through my little ruse. You found me out.
Ah, so you are the bride.
Apparently, yes. Take me, Adolphus.
No. Not Adolphus. Adolfo. You must say it right, for when we are romanticizing, you must say the right name or it will spoil everything. How can I make you remember?
I'm sure that you have heard the name Adolfo. A lady's man who wins acclaim, Adolfo. Well, loveliness, I am the same Adolfo. I introduce myself, I am Adolfo.
Nice to meet you, shall we?
Not so fast.
So just in case you didn't hear Adolfo, I'll try to make it very clear, Adolfo. The lovely ladies always cheer Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Understood.
I can sing it high, Adolfo. I can sing it low, Adolfo. I can sing it very fast. I can sing it very slowly.
I know it now, but it will take hours. Now let's see if you can remember my name.
I'll give it a shot.
So who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how should you refer to me?
Adolfo.
And who is it I'll always be?
Adolfo.
Now sing it proud.
For all you lovely ladies who maybe didn't hear for some reason, maybe because you're hard of hearing. Well, it goes.
Favorite number in the show. I always think it was a little fantasy of hers to be taken off her feet by a Latin lover. You know, a real Latin lover, not a buffoon. But I guess that's what musical theater is all about, isn't it? Romantic fantasy. Falling in love at the drop of a hat, spontaneous tangoing, suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. La da 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 da. La da 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 da.
Look out!
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. I'm getting married today, so I have to wear this blindfold.
A blindfold?
Wait, you know, who am I speaking to anyhow?
It's me. I mean, Mimi. Mimi from France?
Now, this scene, it just couldn't be any more ridiculous.
So, you are marrying Janet Van de Graaff, no?
Oui,
I hear that she's very beautiful.
oui,
And glamorous?
no, oui.
Is it true that she has an exceptionally broad range and that she excels at playing both the comedic and dramatic roles?
Say, I'm having trouble placing your accent. What part of France did you say you were from?
The middle part, where we make the toast.
Oh, okay.
So you were telling me about your, how you say in English? Fiancé?
That's right.
So tell me, when was the moment that you knew that she was the one for you?
Well, it's a funny story, actually. We were standing on the Ludovic in the Isle des Français,
Yes.
and I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests.
And then what happened?
Then I looked into her eyes, her big, glamorous eyes, and I felt all woozy.
And then you fell, and then you fell?
And then I fell right on my keister. And that's when I said, I guess I don't have my sea legs yet.
But we haven't left the dog.
That's what she said. That's when I knew it must be love.
And then you said...
And then I said, there was a time I could stop on a dime. Forbearance was one of my talents. But since you've been around, I can't hold my ground. I'm consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a mishap about to ensue. I'm the toy on the step, the three-legged chair, the hand that's been caught by a shoe. Since my too lovesick arm started flapping, there was nothing my ankles could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen, so how may I happen to you?
And then what happened?
heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. You're an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
A catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rag in the cellar.
A broken umbrella,
A branch hanging loose from a tree.
I can see myself jumping and clapping for a man who lives dangerously.
Not an accident waiting to happen.
So hurry and happen to me.
Then we kissed. I'm an accident waiting to happen. So hurry and happen to
Wait! You kissed a French girl on your wedding day!
Oh, no, wait, come back. What have I done?
Well, it appears that the blindfold and the fake French accent have led to a terrible misunderstanding. Will it all work out in the end? Of course it will. It's a musical. It's not real. In the real world, absolutely nothing works out. And the only people who break out into song are the hopelessly deranged.
Mr. Felsick!
Where's that philandering foreigner?
Mr. Felsick!
How long does it take to seduce one bride?
Mr. Felsick, you don't need Janet no more. I've been working on an act presenting Kitty the Incomprehensible. Now think of something.
Oh, I'm thinking of something all right.
Wait, are you getting something? Pick up the gallon of milk and a loaf of rye bread. And don't forget to shave your legs.
You're reading your own mind, you idiot.
No wonder it was so easy.
Mr. Felsick, it seems as if the wedding's going according to schedule. Now it's time to receive your just dessert. What do you say? What about something special for Mr. Felsick?
Yeah, how about, is it a Thursday? A Toledo surprise.
An inspired choice.
A Toledo surprise? I've never heard of that.
Of course you haven't. Those who have heard of it are generally never heard from again.
It's a very simple recipe. We'll run it by you.
First you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up nice and slow. Then you got your Toledo.
Toledo surprise.
Could you run that by me again?
It's a very simple recipe, Mr. Felsick.
First you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up nice and slow.
Then you got your Toledo surprise.
What do you say? Let's give him a little taste.
All right, hold it. What style? What grace? What rhythm? Open your fists. Now shake 'em. Now give me that recipe one more time. Da 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 da.
Chop the nuts, pound the dough.
Front.
Bake it up nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise.
Now sell it.
Hit the peach, peel the skin, mush it up, throw it in. Got a Toledo surprise.
Now you're cooking.
You beat it up, then you sweeten it up. When you heat it up, it tries to rise. Don't let it, it's a snack. Try it, folks. Whip your whites, switch your yolks. Then you got a Splendido Toledo surprise.
You boys are naturals.
Honest?
Keep it up. A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, what's going on here?
Hey, I'm developing a new act.
You mean you're putting gangsters in the show, but you won't put me in? Then I ain't in the union.
You got it all wrong. The new act, it's for you, kitty. And these boys are your backup dancers.
Backup dancers? Holy cats!
Adolfo, he make announcement. Wedding is on.
What? For heaven's sakes, why?
Adolfo has seduced the bride.
That's not the bride, you idiot. That's the chaperone.
What?
The wedding is still on.
The wedding is off!
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi and she's very beautiful.
Oh, Janet, I couldn't help it. She was just like you, only French.
Sorry, not again.
Underly.
Yes, madam.
What's all this commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, boys. Let me show you how it's done. First you beat it up. Alright. Then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it's rice to rise, don't let it.
It's about to feel amazing.
Toledo surprise.
Surprise!
Wait till it's ready.
Surprise!
Wait till it's ready.
Surprise!
Wait until it's ready.
Now it's ready. Surprise!
You got it.
Makes me twitch, makes me shake. This dessert takes the cake. Makes me like a torpedo. Little surprise.
Little surprise. Surprise.
Surprise! Why are we dancing? Our dreams are in tatters.
I don't know, but the tune is just so infectious.
Robert, this is the saddest day of my life.
Oh, Janet.
Wedding bells won't ring. Wedding bells won't chime. They will never celebrate a happy wedding
And that's that. The curtain falls and it's time for intermission. I really don't like intermissions. kind of just pulls you out of the moment, you know? 1 second, there you are, surrounded by lights and glamour, and then the next second, bam! You're surrounded by tourists. Crinkling candy wrappers, complaining about the lack of women restrooms. It's cruel. You know it's cruel. But I guess it's necessary, so I'm gonna go get something to eat. You guys go. We'll meet back here in about 15 minutes. That sound good? Yeah. Yeah! 15 minutes. Yeah! 15 minutes. Okay. 3, go. It's just a power bar. See, I have a bit of a blood sugar issue, so I hope you won't think it's rude, but believe me, you would like this a lot more than the alternative. All right. Yeah, I remember my wedding day. I didn't eat breakfast, and the ceremony wasn't until 4 in the afternoon. I do. What? Oh, are you surprised that I was married? Yeah, well, see, now there you go. This is a lesson of why you don't go making assumptions about people. You see, I am a very deep, dark, and complex individual. I gotta pee. It'll be quick, I promise, but while I'm gone, enjoy Act 2 of the Drowsy Chaperone.
Are you kidding me?
But Emperor, sometimes a different outlook may change your point of view.
What?
Precisely. What is it about the Asians that fascinate Caucasians? What is it about the Asians that's so nice? Is it the wontons, the Negroes, the rice? Perhaps it's Buddha or Confucius and their excellent advice.
What is it about Caucasians that fascinates we Asians? What is it about Caucasians that's so odd? They are a pretty lady, a fraud. They have hair upon their chest and they only have one god? Impossible!
That was not from the Drowsy Chaperone. Sorry. That was from another show, completely. See, I have a woman who comes in here once a month. And, can I say that? I have a woman. Anyway, she is wonderful, and she cleans the things that I absolutely refuse to clean. But she has this annoying habit of putting my records away, and oftentimes in the wrong sleeves, even though I say, "No toucho the records, Carmela! No toucho the records, oh! Comprendo?" Suppose maybe if I spoke in full sentences to her, she'd stop touching my records. Anyway, that was from another Gable and Stein show, The Enchanted Nightingale. It's a degrading little piece of chinoiserie in which the emperor is told by a magic bird to leave his betrothed and marry his American elocutionist, and somehow builds the Great Wall of China. Yep, a slap in the face to 400 years of Chinese culture. But it has some wonderful tunes. See, that was Beatrice Stockwell's American Lady, and did you recognize Roman Bartelli as the emperor? Yes, he truly was a man of 1,000 accents. Every one of them insulting. Okay, now, Act 2 of the Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. A haunting lament from a very depressed bride. She sings it bathed in the light of a sympathetic moon, which is ridiculous because it's the middle of the day. Now, when you're listening to this, try to ignore the lyrics. I know it'll be difficult, but block them out, they're not the best. But it truly communicates the bride's state of mind. Just ignore the lyrics.
I put a monkey on a pedestal and tried to make that monkey stay. And he did for a time, but he needed to climb, and with other monkeys play far away. He left his jacket on that pedestal beside his tiny rusty cup, and I haven't got the strength to pick them up. Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you.
I'm just gonna go pour myself some tea.
Come, my little monkey. Come, my little monkey.
The melody is just so simple, it kind of floats in the air. I must admit, I always get a little bit misty when I think of that lone jacket just lying on the pedestal. Its long sleeves just dangling on the floor. Oh, monkey, monkey, monkey.
Broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal
Pedestal.
for you. Come, my little monkey. Come, my little monkey.
All right, now, here we go.
Wait,
Who are you?
I'm Janet Vandergraaf.
Do you need anyone?
I don't need anyone.
What about the love of one man?
What do I care about the love of one man when I am adored by millions? Do I need to be so gloomy? No, no, no. I could rule the world if so I chose. Sacred forces, flowers to me every show. Gertrude Stein, she handed me a rose.
Now she really lets go.
I'm Janet Vandergraaf. Ain't no nail that I can't hammer. Why give up?
Monkey, 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 monkey.
Is it the monkey or my pedestal?
It has a little bit of everything. A little Bubsy Berkeley and Jane Goodall. And that's another great thing about musicals. Whenever the main character is in crisis, they just sing and they dance, which, let's admit it, is a lot more entertaining than just whining and complaining about it. But that's another great thing about musical theater. You see, it really helps depict the mind. You see that? You see that? You try to teach a deep meaning, and you happen to be happy for 5 seconds, and then something starts ringing!
What a beautiful day for a wedding.
Shall I have the pews removed now, or would you prefer I wait till morning?
All right, now I'm going to stop it here because I don't want this number interrupted by a ringing telephone. Now, here we have two vaudeville performers who have slipped through the cracks of time. They are Neil Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. Now I don't know anything about them. Ukulele Lil played the ukulele, although she doesn't in this show. I tried doing more research on them. I went through all my books, and I even tried the internet, but all of my search results ended with Tiny Tim's autopsy photos. But regardless, they're both charming.
Why would you have the pews removed?
The bride has called off the wedding, madam.
Oh, underling, never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love is a very complex emotion, underling.
Yes, madam.
You can be very close to someone 1 minute, and the next minute, why, you just want to strangle them. Do you understand?
I am familiar with the urge to strangle. Yes, madam.
You see, that's just the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry, love makes lovers fret, but here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
But Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel, love can cause a din, but love has always been a trusty friend. It was a happy fate for Hank VIII and Anne Boleyn. Love is always lovely in the end.
Might I remind you, madam, that Anne Boleyn lost her head.
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
And Samson and Delilah too.
Good grief, may I pose a question, madam?
Why, yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do.
I found that quite taxing, madam. Excuse me while I pour myself a glass of ice water.
Love sneaks up behind you, love drops from above, but love would never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me in my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a brute.
I don't mean him, you silly coot. Love is always lovely.
Love
to be honest, that number, it irks me a little bit. Now, I'm gonna say something, and I'm going out on a limb whenever I say it, but love is not always lovely in the end. No, often, in the end, there are lawyers. and that's another thing. Never mind. I won't interrupt anymore. Oh, there's a moment coming up here that I've become absolutely obsessed with.
Oh, there you are, Chaperone. I'm in a terrible state.
Yes, you certainly are. You can't go to the wedding looking like that.
You poor dear, you haven't heard? The wedding's been called off.
Not your wedding, mine. That reminds me, might I borrow your veil?
You're getting married? But to whom?
A beautiful lady with a baffled expression.
You're married? Aldolfo?
Well, I know it's surprising, but when I look into his eyes, his big, clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. And that's love, isn't it?
Yes, dear, that's love. Help me!
Oh, there you are, Jack. All right, I'm gonna put all my cards on the table. I've got a weak heart, and if this goes on any longer, the old ticket's just gonna give out. All right, I need to know, is there gonna be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Thank heavens!
Aldolfo and the chaperone are getting married.
What?
There you are. I have wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding.
Yes, we know.
You know?
Yes, we just heard.
But who told you?
I did.
But how did you know?
What difference does it make?
Miss Tottenville and I are to be married at 7:30 this evening in the garden.
What?
What? Oh, yes.
Congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this anyway? Everyone's getting married with the bride and groom.
Oh, Janet, there you are.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Janet, don't be that way. I mean, can't you find it in your heart to marry me? It's our wedding day, and George has gone through all this trouble, and I do love you, more than I can say.
But you kissed another woman.
I know this sounds ridiculous, but when I was kissing her, it was just like I was kissing you.
Oh, Robert, you were kissing me.
You mean you're Mimi? That French accent was quite remarkable.
Thank you. I developed it while playing the role of Monique in Hold That Baguette.
So it was all a ruse?
A cruel ruse. I used my skills as an actress to test your love for me.
Knowing that you can fool me so easily makes me love you all the more.
Robert.
There you are. Before you do anything, think about this. No matter how well you play the part of the happy wife, you will never get a standing ovation.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just so confused. Chaperone, please, I beg of you, for once, give me some advice that is coherent and appropriate to the situation. Should I marry Robert?
All right, now, here it comes. The moment that I was talking about. Not only the culmination of the plot, but also a moment that has fascinated me and has brought me back to this record time and time again.
Well, my advice to you would be,
And here it is. Listen.
while you can,
You see, you can't quite make out what she says because someone drops a cane. Here, I'll play it for you again.
while you can.
Is she saying live while you can or leave while you can?
While you can.
I mean, it is just Beatrice Stockwell, so it could be one of her cynical quips, but this is a wedding after all, and that's usually what you think when you're at the altar, don't you? Live or leave. And you choose to live. Because you do love her in some capacity. Now, it's not an exact science. An arrow doesn't just shoot down out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with. So one day you say it. You say, I love you. And you phrase it basically as a question. But then she takes it as fact, and then one thing leads to another, then there she is, standing in a $3,000 dress with tears in her eyes, and her cousin made the hoopla, so what do? You say, oh, I was kidding, I was joking. No, you can't. You live, you choose to live. And for the next couple months, you're gonna stare at that alien creature in bed next to you and think to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And then one day, you say it out loud. And then from that point on, it's just trial separation and couples counseling. And all of your conversations have to do with her eating disorder and your Zoloft addiction. And then you're just constantly redefining and reevaluating and revisiting until finally you lose the deposit on the house and the whole relationship ends on a really bad note with your only copy of Gypsy flying through the air and smashing up against the living room wall. But still, in a larger sense, in a broader sense, it's better to live than to have left, right?
While you can.
You have no idea how many times I've listened to that.
Oh, Chaperone, you have such a way with words. Robert, my answer is yes, I will marry you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ladies, go put on your frillies.
Well, that was incredible, George. We're all gonna be married in one big group, just like they do in Utah.
But there is. I found a replacement. A new leading lady. Presenting Kitty the Incredible. All right, Kitty. Now concentrate. Show the boys how you can read my mind. My mind. Amazing.
Well, looks like we have 4 weddings going on today.
I don't know how you managed to do it, George. 4 weddings in one day. You know, it looks like you're everybody's best man now.
I am?
Yeah.
I am.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, that nobody can deny. Hooray! Hooray! He's George, that's George, the best man George.
I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought.
He's basking in the glory of a fight well fought. Wedding bells will ring. Wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Let's celebrate a happy wedding.
Well, who the heck are you?
I'm tricked, the aviatrix, another sky. The real words are wending when the engine need amending. I'll fix my navigatrix, and then I'll fly and let you lovers tie the knot. So sorry to crash the party, folks. We'll have this fixed in 2 shakes and off to Rio for Carnival.
Wait, the captain of a ship can perform a marriage.
And a pilot is comparable to a captain.
And a plane is a kind of sheep, a sheep of the air. Some even call it an air sheep.
Wait, I've got it. You can marry them all on the plane, and we'll all honeymoon in Rio.
A bride and groom in a chapel may bring a tear to the eye, but what a thrill when the birds trill, I do in the sky. When vows are set in a meadow, the bees and daffodils die, but heartbeats rush when sweethearts gush, I do in the sky. Do you? We do. Do you? We do. Do you?
We do.
Do you? We do. A bride and groom in a chapel may bring us here to the eye, with rainbows bending before us and clouds meandering by. One can't restrain the sweet refrain, I do in the sky. When vows are set in a meadow, the bees and daffodils sigh, but heartbeats rush when sweethearts gush, I do in the sky. I do in the sky.
Look, up ahead. Do you see it?
Could it be? Yes, it's Rio. Well, hurry up, Trix. We've got some honeymooning to do.
One can't restrain the sweet refrain, I do.
Don't clap! Are you kidding me? Okay, just 1 second. This happens sometimes. Ouch! Okay, that's the record player, so that means there's a drawer underneath. Okay, don't worry, this happens occasionally. It's a terrible old apartment with horrible wiring. Just stay calm. Keep the show alive in your minds. Hey! Don't allow yourselves to be easily distracted. Shh, come on, guys. Keep the show alive in your minds, okay? I'll find the fuse box. Everybody stay quiet.
It's the super.
Oh no. Be right there. Ow! Ouch! Okay. Oh, hold your horses. Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Your lights are out.
No way.
Yeah, we were replacing the breaker panels in the basement.
Yeah.
And when we turned the power back on, all the breakers tripped in the apartments.
Funny how that happens. Huh?
Yeah, that's what happened. It's normal.
Yeah.
So, I gotta replace your breakers.
Now.
Yeah, it'll only take a second.
Fine. Go.
I tried calling earlier, but the phone wasn't working.
Oh yeah. I've been having some trouble with the phone.
Here we go.
It was just a record.
What kind of music was that?
It was just music from a show, you know, like a musical.
You like musicals?
No.
Well, I love musicals. I go with the wife all the time. It's amazing what they can do nowadays. Did you see Miss Saigon? You had the helicopter stage in that one.
You don't say.
Yeah, I've seen them all. I've seen Cats, Les Mis, Saturday Night Fever. I like the movie better than that
Yeah,
one.
I know, right? John Travolta's in that hair, man. I really liked him in Grace, you know?
Yeah, that was definitely better.
Yeah. All right, well, bye. Well, that's just great. It's just wonderful. One note away from the end of the show, and then the moment is ruined. I know. I'll restart the record from the beginning. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I can't do that, can I? You see, you just have to understand that this is one of my favorite musicals, and I've never even seen it. Yeah, I got the record from my mom. It was shortly before my dad left. No, he didn't leave because of the record, although I'm sure it didn't help matters. Look, I know it's not a perfect show. The monkey motif is labored and the spit take scene is lame, but it does what a musical is supposed to do. And it takes you to another world. It helps you escape the dreary horrors of reality, and it gives you a little tune to carry with you in your head for whenever you're feeling blue. You know? As we stumble along on life's groove journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to
Like an accident waiting to happen.
our way
I don't wanna sing tunes
through life's crazy
Wedding
labyrinth.
bells will ring, wedding bells will chime.
Toledo
Barely knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. We'll sing his song as we stumble along. Still we stumble our way through life's crazy